It's a lovely morning here today. You can maybe see the sun starting to hit the trees over there. But for us, it's not yet made an appearance. I'm here because one of the benefits of having all these trees around the house is that I've got an endless supply of what I call first kindling, which is usually made up of little twigs and bits of bark. So as you can see, the first kindling tub is empty, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time this morning collecting twigs. Sort of a double whammy. It's so handy in a way. The trees are so close to the house. My main spots are under the tree at the front. This part here that I call the island. And today I'm focusing on these trees which start our centre path walk. But it also means that obviously as I go I'm keeping the ground clearer. Nice gentle start to my Friday Easter weekend. That's the kindling collected, brought some firewood up, and I've just been fertilising the citrus trees. That's pretty much a year-round job, although it does start to slow down a bit now. We're heading into mid-autumn. I'm very pleased with this. It may only be one, but this is the first time this plant has flowered in its whole life. But actually maybe it's thinking about flowering in a couple of other places. Nevertheless, that's very encouraging. In a few weeks I'll probably be cutting back the scabious flowers here, and that'll reveal more of the sort of foundational plants of that. We're going to have a look then. That's how the oak and the other trees are starting to look. What I think I'm going to do this morning before it gets too hot is going to, although it is mid-autumn, it is going to get quite hot today and over Easter weekend actually. What I'll do is I'll give this bank a trim with the brush cutter, and I suspect that'll be the last time I need to do that this autumn winter. Won't start up again until spring. And then I might go up the fire break there, or I might do the grevillea garden. So I'm going to go and grab the brush cutter and I'll get on with a little bit of autumn maintenance. You know, this is probably my favourite time of year. Just look how beautiful the colours are. It's just sort of mellow, and everything's sort of enlarged from its summer growth, so it's sort of all looking expansive. But these really lovely muted colours. Now that we're into autumn, the sort of birdy quietness of summer is beyond us. Check this out. This is the beginnings of the flock of currawongs which make their way through our garden twice a year. At this time of year, autumn, what they're doing is they're heading down from the higher country where it's liable to be snowy and very cold, and they're heading down to lower altitudes for better weather. They'll move on from here and go even lower, and then at the opposite time of year they make their way up to the higher country to enjoy the cooler weather. It's highly likely there'll be 2, 3, 4 times this number in the not too distant future, but actually at the moment it's not even that cold. So I suppose what's triggering it is day length and habit. It's nice to see them back, but it's also a bit irritating, so it's also nice to see them go. Oh no, I don't know if you can see in the distance. The almost ever-present kangaroos. I don't know how well you can see me. I'm under slightly weird light. I'm filming with the light on my phone because it's still pretty dark outside. So the days are getting shorter and shorter, which I like. But we're up bright and early because we're off today for our annual skin cancer clinic check. This is something that I've started to take more seriously since moving to Australia, where in my experience the sun is somehow brighter and harsher and definitely hotter than when I lived in Scotland. And so I feel like, because I've usually taken good care of myself in the sun, but because it feels like a different type of sun, is this something that's worth doing? And it's one of those things that can be nipped in the bud pretty easily if found early. So this is usually nothing to worry about, aside from the indignity of stripping down to your underwear and lying on a table whilst a man scrutinises every inch of your body. It pretty much goes pretty easily. I do have a mole on my neck which they keep an eye on. It's not cancerous, it's just something they want to keep an eye on for whatever reason. And then we'll come home. I might try and film some of the route, but it is, as I say, still quite dark and also raining today, which is lovely. It hasn't rained for a while, so I'm enjoying that. So maybe we'll see what we can see. Otherwise, I'll catch up with you later.
Right, I need to make brackets out of these pieces of angle iron. Essentially, you need one bit of iron like that and another bit welded onto it like that, and we need holes drilled there, there and there and there in order to attach these brackets to the wood, which will be used to attach the roof beams onto our new woodshed. In order to drill the holes and weld the brackets together, I need to make a couple of jigs. Right, I have built the jig for drilling the holes in the angle iron. I didn't film most of it. I forgot to turn the camera back on, and also it was sort of trial and error. I was designing it as I went along, so there are quite a few mistakes and things that didn't work. But I've built a jig now, and the way it works is you put the bit of angle iron into there, and then we have these templates which are just made out of a bit of MDF. They go in there, and these holes act as guide holes for where the drill goes. I have two templates because we have two different sized drill bits. And then, I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but just use that hole there to jemmy up the bit of angle iron, and it doesn't really come out if I'm doing it one-handed, but I won't be holding a camera when I'll be doing it, so it comes out quite easily. And that's how it works. I will need to do a different jig for welding them together. I was originally going to try to do one jig which would work for both purposes, but I'll do a separate jig. But this, it's a bit rough. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it works quite well, and it does fit the iron pretty snugly, so it's not going to be moving about, and the holes are going to be fairly accurate in theory. Anyway, I'm going to drill them now, and I may film some of that, I may not, but I'll see you when it's done.